Why let me laugh and drink and say there was something, but you say there was nothing, but you say it with a smile. Whoa.
Whoa! All right. Welcome to the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. It's your boy, Coach Vee, and I'm joined by my co-host and best friend in the whole wide world, Dr. Drye. Ooh.
Ready to fly, baby. Here we go. And Penny, the dog.
Trying to get involved. She's getting hyped.
The official canine of the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast, Penny Black.
Did you hear that? Oh, boy. You're the official canine. You did it.
You did it.
I did it.
Coach V, how you doing, you little fourth grader?
Hey, I'm feeling like a third grader because I went like 1-3, but in one of my leagues I'm ascending. I'm really ascending. I'm like just starting to really click, but in the other leagues it's not happening. And there's even one where I was like, do I become a non-updater at this point?
Yeah.
And you know what the weird thing is like in that league where it's just over, I'm trying to have a fire sale and just gut the team and just stream, like get like 2 assets and then just stream the rest of the season just for fun. I can't even get anyone to take what assets I have. Like I can't even have a fire sale. We're so bad. I can't even have a fire sale. That's how bad it is.
Your players put the ass in asset. But yeah, so we'll start with the ugly. I lost my 6th in a row in the Dynasty League that we're in together. So 1-6 there. So that's cool. And then I'm 6-1 in 2 leagues, and then I'm like, I think 5-2 in another league, and then I think I'm 1-6 in 2 leagues, or 2-5 in one. I don't know, but yeah, not good. But I mean, also in that league, we have a super fan of Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. Shout out to Matt Koger. I know he's tuning in tonight, so we really appreciate you supporting the hell out of this channel, having those little notifications on. You're a 125%er and friend of the show. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and you know what? If you want Quentin Johnson, Matt, show me something.
Oh, big trade going down live. All right, so those are the intros. So
intros complete.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that. All right, so we have a lot to talk about this week. Week 7 was extremely f***ed up, and we don't need that to happen again. It was just a really messed up week.
Yeah.
Lots of bullshit going on. Lots of just a lot of. I can't put my finger on it. It was just a very weird. I do a pick'em in my at work, and I got 3 correct. Just 3 out of like 13, and I'm like ranked 5th or something out of everybody, and I watch a lot of football, and I picked 3 of them right. So it was a lot of bad teams beating the hell out of really good teams. Like, I don't know, so that episode where the thumbnail was the guy poking and like do something and had all the poops around the team names. Like those teams did great. Like
all those teams won.
Yeah. So, did the Broncos win? I don't think they did.
No, I think they. Yeah,
basically though they came close, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like, just Patriots looked incredible.
Yeah.
Titans didn't lose.
Yeah.
Panthers didn't lose. Steelers looked great. Like, just a lot of weird stuff. I don't know what to think of it, but. From that, we do have at least 2 players that we're disappointed in. So we'll start with our Hillshire Farms Holiday Sausage, Cheese, and Cracker Gift Basket list of disappointment, where we have a couple of guys. One guy that I love, but he ain't doing shit. Austin Eckler, You are a disappointment, sir. And people drafted you in the 1st round. I don't have any shares of him, and this was the year to not have shares of Austin Eckler so far. But, I mean, he got outperformed by a double sleep number member, Josh Kelly, had more points than Austin Eckler. That's not right. So very disappointed in Austin Eckler. He's on watch for the shit the bed for the actual shit the bed award. He can join his backfield mate Josh Kelly on there, and I hate to put him on there, but it might happen.
Yeah, it hurts seeing him on the list, but you know what? We don't discriminate. Even if we love you, we'll put you on one of those lists that are bad to be on. So we love Austin Eckler. We love anyone. You've seen our list. You've seen us put people we like on this list. So, anyways, someone that I don't really care about. I bought in on the hype and thought I would stream him. Sam Howell, you are a disappointment to me. You are a disappointment to us all. He's lost his designation as coach's favorite, and honestly, based on press conference with Riverboat Ron Rivera, he may have not only lost. He may not even have lost faith on my team, but he may not have a team. He may not have a starting quarterback role anymore here soon. So the Washington may be navigating away from Sam Howell, and so that sucked. Him putting up like next to nothing, and like the Giants are stifling teams now. I mean, this is getting weird. Things are getting weird.
Yeah, the more we know, the less we know. So I mean, it's but yeah. Oh, I had a really good thing in my. It was hilarious, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't know, but dang,
Moving on.
Whatever it was awesome. But anyway, on to.
So the Sleep Number Shit the Bed Award, this is where we get out our frustrations for the week, the stuff that's going on. You're gonna see someone on here who was a favorite of the show, a show favorite, if you will.
God Squad.
Yeah, God Squad member. And the God Squad members are falling left and right to the Sleep Number Shit the Bed Award. And so Devonta Smith is officially in shit the bed territory at this point. It's not like 2-point shit the bed, but 9-point is shit the bed for Devonta Smith, a second rounder, maybe a third rounder, depending on what league you were in. And it's just at this point, if you got no better option, then I guess you're playing him still. But if you're tired of washing your sheets every week, like, you got to just set him on the bench and make him do laundry before he gets back in bed. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Dr. Drye, we have our first non-player S the B award winner. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Arthur Smith. Yeah, we're gonna rip into him here in a minute, but we're pretty upset with what he did, and anybody who's a Bijan owner knows exactly what he did. So his is coming later. But Calvin Ridley is someone I put on there, and he's a God Squad member. He's our third God Squad member to hit the bed. And anyway, worse than like losing his starting spot, he's losing our trust.
Yes.
And you can't put a number value on that or anything. So yeah, so I mean, Calvin Ridley, I don't think you're dropping him, but you're definitely dropping him into that. He might be a flex if I don't have anyone better. You're definitely looking at matchups. He's not someone you can just plug in and be like, oh, that's my wide receiver too anymore. Yeah, hopefully you drafted deep, got Puka to replace him or something. But yeah, 1.5 points in a PPR in America is unexcusable. And yeah, so Calvin Ridley, you were supposed to be him. You're not even her right now. So so you have shit the bed with the Smith brothers. Oh. And Arthur Smith, look, I mean, it's small, but look at his shitty mustache. Ew. And like I don't know. I know I've had friends who have grown mustaches out before. It doesn't look good, like just the mustache, right? Like I don't know. I don't know. I think someone is devious if they have just a mustache. Like it's It doesn't look good. It's scary looking. I don't know. I
The
just don't
mus-
like it. You
the
can't trust a
mustache,
guy with a mustache.
the mustache right now, it's one of those things where it started out kind of like the mullet right now, where it's like, wouldn't it be funny if I did blank? So it was like,
Yes.
wouldn't it be funny if I grew a mustache? And then people grew those for the wouldn't it be funny? And then they were like, I think I'll keep it. And then other people saw it and said, I think I'll grow a mustache. And then now something that started with wouldn't it be funny, you got like celebrities, trendsetters who got stupid mustaches on their face. They got mullets and mustaches, and it was like, dude, you were doing this just to like make fun of mustaches. Now you have one for real, for real.
Yeah, society's gone downhill quite a bit. But yeah, I mean Arthur Smith. Yeah, just anyway, he and I don't know. He's just a gross human being, disgusting. So anyway, he he shit the bed.
He's got more.
But let's move on to something better. Get him off the screen.
Well, yeah,
So
Rinse
we
out.
got the most McNuggets we have ever gotten. Whoever's working the McNuggets machine at the drive-through is getting fired. They gave us 15 and we are excited about it. So a lot of these guys we've been waiting on for them to have that breakout, and we're very glad it's happened. So Vinny, we'll start with front and center there. We
Yeah,
love him.
man, JSN coming out of the bye week, you saw it. I talked about it. I think I talked about it last week or maybe the week before. But Seattle coming out of the bye, you could tell in that week off they were working on how to get JSN involved. And then you see Metcalf go down, and JSN fills in the gap. And so we're loving it. I think whether Metcalf is in or out, JSN is going to keep climbing that ladder throughout the season as they're looking for ways to get him involved. They're realizing they have a hell of an asset on their hands here. And so it was really awesome to see him have a great game. And that's 2 weeks in a row. And so JSN is one of our McNugs this week. And what we have, 3 rookies in our McNugget pack?
Yeah.
It's a great week. We love rookies around here.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and we're big on rookies. We were probably too big on rookies going in, but whatever. Like they're starting to emerge a bit more.
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs, and normally this wouldn't be a good surprise. We knew it the whole time, but I think we might have really nailed something down last week whenever we were talking about game script.
Yeah.
And how Jahmyr Gibbs needs the Lions to be losing for them to utilize him successfully. He's someone that you should use all the time, but they just want to give it to David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs is the more explosive back. It makes a lot more sense. I don't know, but Dan Campbell's going to see it as a real coach, and I get that. They got blown out pretty bad. So enjoy it this week. I think we're going to, I don't know. If he keeps starting, then, you got to start him just with how the running backs are and how high the ceiling is. Yeah. But, I mean, what's great is he can score 26 points off of just one touchdown. That's something where it would take David Montgomery 2 to 3 touchdowns to do because he catches the ball out of the backfield. Unlike a lot of running backs in the league, he's got that special talent. So very excited about Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes. So who else we got?
I don't know. What are their names? You don't recognize. So the Chicago Bears guy is Deontay Foreskin. Foreman. Yeah, Deontay Foreskin, and he went crazy. Like the Bears were one of those teams. Who did they beat again? I forget.
They beat efforting someone kind of good. Oh no, Las Vegas.
Oh, never mind. So kind of a toss-up.
They don't have a terrible defense, but
right.
They're not.
But you weren't expecting this. So anyway, Deontay Foreman, I believe and I started him in a couple of leagues. One of the leagues he was on my bench, but like I didn't need it. So, but yeah, 33 points out of that man. And he's somebody that he did this last year. I think he did it the year before. Anytime he gets an opportunity, he capitalizes on it, but they never give him the starting job after that. I don't know what it is.
He was literally, like a healthy scratch to start, the majority of the season. Like he wasn't even like playing. Like they call it like they wasn't even giving him a jersey. He didn't even have a game day jersey.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So anyway, Deontay Foreman. I like to call him Deontay Foreskin, but he is our 13th McNugget, and then we got Mr. Darren Waller, the illustrated man, Mr. Tattoos himself, beautiful smile, someone that I think we liked going. He was one of those like you waited on tight end, pick up Darren Waller as like that 6th, 7th tight end off the board in drafts, and he's been very disappointing. I have him in one league, and I had him benched, and then something told me start this man, and I think it was, I swear, so every year we never know when tight end day is until the day of. I feel like it's never hyped. And then the day of, like, oh, by the way, it's tight end day, and all of a sudden magically all these tight ends that we were high on have the day, like, it's just one time. Other than that, wildly inconsistent, but everybody shows up on tight end day. So Darren Waller balled out. I think he had like 98 yards and a touchdown or something, and anyway, that's what we need to see. Like that's what should be happening in New York. That's their weapon. They need to get it to him more. So that was a pleasant surprise. I'm glad I ended up starting him last second. And then who's that guy at the top right?
Last night, Jordan Addison has a nice game. So did he get 2 touchdowns or just 1 last?
He got 2. Yeah, trying to think, the second one was the crazy one where he just ripped the ball out of from the Middle Tennessee State University, Charvarius Ward. I think he's from there. He might not be. He might be Oregon State or something. But ripped the ball from him, ran it another like 40 yards. But anyway, Jordan Addison, and I came up with a good nickname for him, Daddyson. And because he was daddy last night. And
that's Peepaw's trigger word is daddy.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people don't like it when you say.
Yeah. So
if you say
Peepaw,
daddy Peepaw, he just like shivers and shudders and falls apart.
Oh, it's creepy. I would hate it like in the moment or something. Like, no, like my son calls me daddy, and that's a completely different kind. So, and even then, I'm kind of like, just call me Kevin. Like,
just stop.
Yeah. So anyway, the Candyman has him in Dynasty.
Yeah, is he the one who's trying to get rid of him? Someone put Jordan Addison on the trade block. Maybe it was someone else. Maybe it wasn't.
I don't know.
It was someone else.
I don't know. But also, super fan of FQF, Matt Koger. He's got Jordan Addison in our Dynasty League.
Oh, okay.
And he was very excited about Jordan Addison. So anyway, he was like, he should be the 11th McNugget. And then last night, I was like, you know what? You're right. So anyway, we listened to our listeners and value their input. But yeah, I didn't even plan on putting him on here. But here's the thing that's bigger with Jordan Addison here. So, and the main reason why I'm putting him on there, it wasn't just his performance last night, which was a breakout performance, but it was the Vikings won, and it was all because Jordan Addison's balling out, right? So Vikings keep winning real games. This is good for fantasy because Justin Jefferson, all of a sudden, that hamstring doesn't hurt as much because you're fighting for playoffs.
Yeah.
So if they were to keep losing and, not be in any sort of contention or anything, he might shut it down for the year. So anyway, Jordan Addison showing up is doing wonders for Justin Jefferson owners, and I hope he really keeps it up. Not only for himself, because it's great that we have someone else that we can depend on for fantasy out of the wide receiver position, but also so that Justin Jefferson can come back and do what he's meant to do, win people championships. So Jordan Addison, potential league winner himself, great job. You are our 15th McNugget.
All right. So yeah, so those are our awards, and so we're gonna spend the rest of our show talking about a topic that Dr. Drye brought up, and I think is going to be pretty interesting to discuss, which is just some NFL conspiracies, starting with Bijan bullshit. So we all were checking our scores, we're like, oh, 0.0 for Bijan. And then, it's like the second quarter and you're like, still nothing from Bijan over there. So maybe you flipped over to the game and you're like, what's happening here? And so the whole thing around Bijan is really weird. Dr. Drye and I, we were text messaging about it on Sunday. What's happening here?
Yeah, definitely a day ruiner, a week ruiner, for sure. So, yeah, Bijan Robinson. This isn't on Bijan. It's all Arthur Smith's fault. That butt cheese boy, he didn't disclose the headache, and Bijan did look like he was kind of feeling like shit. So, like, I get it, but he still had him out there blocking. Right. Like, watching on Red Zone, I'm like, Bijan has 0, but he's out there in the game, but they're not letting him touch the ball.
Right.
And then, so my, I guess, conspiracy theory, and a lot of people share the same thing. If we were to record last night or something, like, we would have had the same viewpoint. But I'm so happy that the league is looking into the Falcons for not disclosing injury, because they said he had a headache last night. Like, at least let people know somewhat that, like, hey, he's going to try to give it a go, and I don't know, something. Like, give us something, not just like, oh, full clean bill of health, but he's not getting the ball. And then they give him like a random carry at the end of the game for 3 yards. I think that was just to, like, fulfill avoid some sort of fine or something.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, the conspiracy I have is I think Bijan broke a team rule or something. Like, this isn't college. Like, treat them like professionals. If he broke a team rule, whatever, handle it in-house. But, a lot of us honest people are gambling our hard-earned money on games like this, and it's affecting us. And anyway, just be better. Like, it's not Bijan's fault, but I think it was he violated a team rule, and Arthur Smith didn't feel like dealing with the backlash of him disciplining him or something like that. So he made up, he has a headache or something like that. And it might have been something like he's hungover, or he took an edible and just couldn't handle the ride, or something like that. Like, So I think, Bijan, I think he's fine. And Arthur Smith said he's fine now. Yeah, I bet, because his hangover's over, right? So anyway, just hold the man out if that's the case, and report it, and instead of whatever the hell that was on Sunday.
Yeah.
So duck you, Arthur Smith.
That's right.
Oh, he's nothing more than a common butt cheese boy.
That's true. So Arthur Smith, that's what I think on it. Vinny, do you have I don't know, any wild theories on that? Or,
I mean, my wildest theory was on Sunday, and I said that maybe Bijan, Zach Wilson,
yeah,
and that is clearly in the team rules that no one will Zach Wilson my mother.
Right. Yeah. Don't do that.
I think Bijan, went out to the Cheesecake Factory down on Peachtree Avenue, and just took Mrs. Smith out for a night. And now
trying to make her into Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah.
Bijan loves you more than you will know.
So our next one is just weird over-under stuff, over-under 3, that you're not sure what's going on there. And so I think and this is not a new complaint. This stuff's been going on like forever. Basically since the
Yeah.
beginning of sport, people have figured out how to like bet on said sport. Like going back to like Roman gladiators. People have figured out how to bet on said sport and then cheat in said sport. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much how this works. But in the NFL, it just really rises to the top of weirdness when you're looking at like how much a single player can affect things, whether it's
Yeah.
taking a knee, or sliding, like Mahomes did at the end of the game this year that decided an over under, kickers missing kicks. I mean, I think for me, does it come down to do the players know that these money lines going into games? Do coaches know? Do they care? That,
Right.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Or
Because
is it
you'll see,
random?
yeah, you'll see the most one of the more random ones I can think of because it had zero outcome on the real game. So I think it was the Rams this year. I forget who they were playing, but they kicked a meaningless field goal. They were down,
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 something.
Mhm.
Or I don't know, 14. Like it made no difference. It was as time expired and they were losing by more than 3. So it was like, but it messed with the over under by a point.
Mhm.
And so stuff like that. We saw Mahomes slide instead of running in a touchdown. That might have been more of a real football move. I don't know.
Yeah.
You saw it last year with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are becoming a common theme here, like with our next theory too. But I mean, you see Jerick McKinnon last year. He had, people have prop bets. People have, we're trying to get rich off of this stuff.
Yeah.
So Jerick McKinnon, he had like a clear path and he just slid down. And anyway, he was being commended for like icing the game or whatever. And I remember there was a quote, and then I put like a quote from Dr. Drye underneath. And I don't know, just I like to mess around, make my own memes for fun and stuff. And I was like, there's no room for this bullshit in our sport. Like, and so yeah, I mean, I think over unders, I think like they do. I feel like everybody is somewhat aware. I don't think that there's an NFL script or anything crazy like that, but I think situationally, like things kind of work out. I don't know if Vegas knows more than we do or how deep we want to go down this rabbit hole, but there's definitely some over under effery going on.
Well, and I think now that, betting has only been like universally legal for a short period of time. And now with betting becoming so easy, betting used to be difficult. You used to have to find some weird guy in an alley and
A
like,
bookie.
yeah, and I was like, does anyone know where the bookies are? Like, you don't like, what's a bookie? How do I find them? But now it's just like bump, 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 bump. I just bet $100. Like, so I think with more people betting and becoming aware of over unders, prop bets, all those, how every single movement in a game is tracked and recorded and can be betted on. More people are becoming aware of this. So I'm wondering as we move forward if there will be more issues, more people complaining, because sometimes the coincidences just seem too coincidental to not be on
Right.
this. But you see it with those like winning teams, like the Eagles, like that, the disciplined teams, they take the knee, they don't run into the end zone because that's how you win a football game, blah blah blah. But it just sucks. It sucks for fantasy, sucks for everything when you choose winning a football game over me winning my fantasy matchup.
Right, exactly. Like you should know, like you play for us, not the organization, So
You know what?
prioritize here.
What's out there, what's really out there, and everyone knows it, is maybe not betting and stuff, but incentives. Guys know their incentives. They know
Yeah.
what number they need to hit. And not only do people know their incentives, coaches know the incentives. And if you got a guy and it's week 17 and he is 89 yards from getting a $2 million bonus,
Take the over.
you don't think, well, but you, let's say it's a losing team and they're not going to the playoffs, right? You don't think the owner's going, hey, Arthur, 87, but no more.
Oh, yeah, that side. Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, that's a thing. Owners
Yeah,
can save owners on a losing franchise can save $2 million
man.
by making sure a guy gets game scripted out. That's a
Yeah.
thing. That's 100%
Yeah,
a thing.
that makes sense. I never even thought about that side
Yeah.
of it.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, well, because I'm thinking the other side, how the players are going to want to hook up their boy, right? So, like,
100%.
I think there was a situation. I made a bet last year on it was like Jaguars week 17 or something, and I did a parlay, so it didn't hit because other things didn't come true. But I thought I'd be slick and take the over on Christian Kirk's yards, and I was like, oh well, Trevor Lawrence is going to get him, his yards so that he's due for a bonus if he hits this amount, and like it
Yeah.
was talked about. And anyway, that did happen because the players are gonna, and they were fighting for a playoff spot too, so it was kind of needed to happen. I went so against the Titans last year in week 17 because I was like, hey, if my team wins, yay, my team wins, gets in the playoffs. If we lose, at least I made some money. Neither of them happened because, like, I think it was like Derrick Henry didn't hold up his end of the bargain or something. And anyway, yeah. So yeah, I definitely think over unders are there. Yeah, there's a lot of things outside of our control. And once again, kind of like picking fantasy players and playing daily fantasy and all that, the more you know, the less you know. And the more something seems logical, there's some outside factor that can affect it. And you bring up a really good point with the owners trying to save money. Like, I think that's a side that a lot of people don't think about. And maybe you should take the under. But then once we figure that out, maybe it doesn't happen anymore. So
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen.
So our last conspiracy theory is, the one that's all over your news feed. You can't go 5 seconds without running into a news story about this stuff. But so tell us about how you feel about the Swifty madness. The Chiefs are the darlings. It used to be the Patriots. Well, not really. The Patriots are always getting like screwed with like Deflategate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
See, it used to be this. Now it's definitely the Chiefs are the NFL's team, and Taylor Swift is just adding on top of that.
Yeah, so I'm convinced that Taylor Swift and I
Yeah,
almost said Chad Toki, my friend Chad Toki. Uh, but yeah, Taylor Swift and yeah, he's married, so Taylor Swift can't have him. And so Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey, I'm convinced that they're not dating. They don't seem like they would date.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one seeing it, but they just don't like. I don't see her dating. And Travis Kelsey's cool as hell, but at the same time, like, I don't know, in public forum, he's kind of annoying, right?
yeah,
Like, he's cool on his podcast. I'm sure he's great in person, like a real guy to talk to and everything.
yeah.
But whenever he's grabbing the mic and like calling the mayor of Cincinnati a jabroni and stuff, like, I don't see Taylor Swift dating that guy, right?
Right.
So, which I don't know, it just doesn't seem like the right fit. Like, it doesn't seem like the type of guy that she usually dates.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a big money grab. Taylor Swift has more fans than the NFL, which I know sounds crazy, but that's how it is. We've seen the Eras Tour, and she's made billions off of it, like, or at least $1 billion off of that whole deal. And anyway, I don't hate Taylor Swift. Like, it doesn't really annoy me that much that they, it's kind of weird that they cut to her every time Travis Kelsey does something or breathes, but like, it's, I don't know. It's clearly it's a money grab for the NFL because they're adding a very large fan base who didn't care about football several weeks ago.
Yeah.
But now, and I never understood the concept of celebrity and the obsession with celebrities. Like, I've never cared what a celebrity was doing or where they're at or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, do they really just watch the game just to see Taylor Swift? Like, that's weird, right?
Yeah, they want to catch. When you get to that level of just like obsession, you want to catch these candid moments of your person, whoever you're obsessed with.
Yeah.
But what's making me feel fishy about it this might just be the natural progression of things. Like I said, these are all conspiracies. We're probably totally wrong in
Yeah.
all this stuff. But what's starting to like happen for me is it's starting to feel kind of fishy. And I don't even know if this is like Taylor Swift's doing, but you can see now every time there's a game and she's in the booth, there's all these like people who are trying to glom onto her because
Yeah.
they know that she's the one, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm sure she's used to that being ultra famous, is people trying to like grab onto your coattails and ride that to whatever they can get out of it.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, and like, I don't watch a ton. I listen to the most football, but for some reason I caught a second of the Chiefs game, and it was like during Travis Kelce touchdown. And what happens is you see weird Brittany Mahomes doing some coordinated handshake,
Yeah.
and it
It's
felt
staged.
it felt so gross. I felt gross watching it. It just reeked of like desperation and look at me. And I would imagine that if I'm in Taylor Swift's head, she's just doing this to be nice to the people in the room with her. She
Jackson
doesn't.
Mahomes was in the room with her.
Right. He's trying to glom onto it. They're
Yeah.
all just trying to get into that orbit and make a buck off of it. She might genuinely just be there to watch a football game with her boyfriend playing. And they're all just kind of hopping in on that. And it's definitely starting to just feel icky every time you see people who are, because, if there's rungs to this thing or tiers, she's one and they're like invisible. You can't even see
Yeah.
what tier they are. But they're so desperate to climb from tier 109 to like tier 102 because they need this.
Yeah.
That they do anything, including force her into weird handshakes and stuff. And
Yeah, it doesn't seem natural. I don't know what it is, like. Just something's fishy about it.
I want to see like the next Chiefs game. She's bought a booth by herself. And then you see like Brittany Mahomes knocking on the glass next.
Let me in.
Remember?
And then, yeah, and then Jackson is like doing his TikToks in the booth next door. But yeah, also, I mean, so getting deeper into it, I guess, we've seen the Chiefs kind of become the NFL's team, right? Like Roger Goodell loves them and here's what makes the Chiefs so. Every now and again, you come across a team that has multiple extremely marketable players. So like Mahomes and Travis Kelce, those are the faces of the Chiefs, right? Like you're not like, and they're great for just like, I don't know, like your rich America, like people that people get latched onto and everything. So like, you got all the endorsement deals, and Travis Kelce does have a personality. Patrick Mahomes, larger than life, like all this stuff going on, and then you add Taylor Swift to it, and you've got the ultimate like nonstop machine. And I think that they're also trying to I don't know, Philadelphia Eagles had 0 penalties called against them the other week. I think they're trying to get that Kelce brothers rematch going.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that there's just little things that kind of add to it that kind of, it's not scripted, but anything they can do to help the other team get there, they're going to do. And anyway, the Chiefs, like, you'll notice that they do get calls. They do get calls missed against them. And maybe it's all a big setup for everybody to be like, all right, so they're not going to have the Chiefs lose if Taylor Swift's there because they want everybody to be happy. And then at some primetime game, they're going to go against someone, and they're going to pull the rug out from under everyone. And I don't know, maybe that's the big diabolical plan. I don't know, but yeah, definitely I don't know, the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce relationship. I'm not convinced it's 100% real.
Yeah.
Everything feels a little staged, and like sometimes, like I think, like, I don't know, this is way off, but like sometimes things feel like a simulation. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I know there's too many pieces for it to truly be a simulation, and people do compete in games and things like that, and there's the whole human element that will stop it. But there is an overall theme here that I think truly exists. So anyway, that's how I feel about it. It's a weird feeling, and I don't know.
Yeah, the only man on that team who I know was in a simulation is the angriest runner in the NFL, Isaiah Pacheco. He runs mad. He's not. If Taylor Swift wanted to like do a touchdown dance with him, he would just be like, "Nah, I'm good." Like he'd probably just run through her, put his head down, run right through her.
Yeah, he's an angry runner.
Yeah, he's like, guys, can we just play football? Come on.
Yeah.
Next play. I love that man. I want him on my team. I can't get him from anybody. No one will give him. I love him.
He's the man. Yeah, I traded him away in a dynasty league. It's all good though. But yeah, that's I mean that's everything. And then above all, if you do like betting, make sure that you join Underdog today. Use code Fifth Quarter Fantasy, and Underdog will match your deposit up to $100. That's your first deposit up to $100. Get on Underdog Fantasy, win some money.
They'll treat you right.
They'll treat you right.
Okay, that is it for our show today. Thank y'all for watching. When you're out there living your life, Dr. Drye, lead the way. Tell folks what 5 items they should be checking off their to-do list.
All right. And before you tune in to us on Thursday morning when our Week 8 preview drops, make sure that you live, laugh, love, like, and subscribe. Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. We out.
Oh.
Is the music going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There it is.